Hey, what's going on YouTube? And in today's video, we're going to be going over the current state of Destiny 2 Trials of Osiris. Trials has suffered from many problems since its release last year. A lack of loot chase, a massive spike in cheaters, a low player population, and issues with core game mechanics have caused many to avoid the playlist altogether. There are some things being added to Trials in 2021, and we'll be discussing that information and if it is enough to save Trials. For starters, there are only about 2 to 3 weapons arguably worth chasing in Trials of Osiris, such as Eye of Soul Sniper Rifle, Astral Horizon Shotgun, and the Summoner Auto Rifle. Now, the loot in Trials is currently obtained by achieving 3, 5, 7 wins and an additional reward for going flawless. For example, if the 3-win reward is a fusion rifle, the 5th win is a helmet, and the 7th win is a rocket launcher, and the flawless reward is an adept scout, you have to achieve those specific wins in order to unlock that piece of gear. There is also a weekly bounty that awards a 3-win gear for completing rounds of Trials, so that makes it possible for players to at least get something if they're not able to go flawless. The problem with the loot system is that the gear is predetermined and random. This means that if you're trying to get a specific weapon or armor piece, you may go weeks before the gear is even available. Adept weapons are available from the flawless chest on a bi-weekly basis, and adept weapons are not worth chasing in any capacity in their current implementation. Adept weapons have a really low drop rate, minus the guaranteed drop on the first flawless of the weekend, and they provide very little benefit over their non-adept counterparts. There are adept mods that are only able to be used on adept weapons. These mods add stats such as bonus range or stability, or even decrease the charge time on the adept fusion rifle, but they hardly provide enough benefit over the typical Icarus grip for better in-air accuracy, or something for PvE like minor spec for more damage against red bar enemies. What they need is an additional mod slot so that you can run a regular mod and an adept mod at the same time. This one change alone would make them worth more grinding for, and the chase would be a lot more rewarding. One of the biggest problems in Trials of Osiris is the low player population, and many believe a huge factor in this low population is how bad the issue of cheating has become. Bungie has taken small steps to fix this issue by adding things like 2-factor authentication for free-to-play accounts, and a quest requiring a certain amount of Crucible playtime to unlock Trials. But unfortunately, it's simply not enough. We have seen a decrease in cheaters for sure, but the issue is still really bad. It has become a normal experience when playing Trials to match against somebody with aimbot, or to play against someone with unlimited heavy ammo and rapid fire rocket launchers, or even have someone instantly have their super whenever they want. We as a community need to see more from Bungie. We need a real anti-cheat, and we need it as soon as possible. Bungie has finally acknowledged 3-peaking for the first time since the original Destiny 1 beta. A Bungie dev has tweeted, "The team is aware of feedback around 3-peaking and currently is discussing possible options. No promises." No promises? That means we have no idea what steps may be taken to combat 3-peaking. 3-peaking has been a major issue since Trials was released. 3-peaking is when someone uses a sword or an emote to go into third person to see around corners, and it gives your opponent an advantage over you with no risk on their end. 3-peaking also promotes slow play by the enemy, and when the team is doing this, it is very frequent that the game lasts for roughly 15 to 20 minutes. This problem alone has pushed a lot of people away from Trials and PvP as a whole, and it is quite frustrating to go against a team that is 3-peaking. Now, changes are coming in 2021 for Trials of Osiris. They are introducing more loot to chase, but haven't announced any changes to the way the loot is obtained. For example, if you really love the new Hunter helmet, you have to wait until it is one of the rewards tied to that specific win that weekend, and you're going to need a team capable of achieving that specific amount of wins. There will be 3 new Trials weapons. We have a brand new Trials hand cannon that is a reskin of the annual skate. We have also got a Trials sword that is a reskin of the Temptation's hook. Last but not least, we have a pulse rifle that we will be getting from Trials. That is a reskin messenger from Destiny 1. There will also be a new armor set for all 3 classes and a new Ghost Shell, Sparrow, and Chip, which I'm very looking forward to. The main problem with the loot itself, it is only being added once a year. That is a very long time to go without a vendor refresh in Trials of Osiris. We also know that the current non-adept gear has a power cap of 1360, which means that there is only 2 more seasons before this gear gets sunset. I think the community personally would love to see a way to choose if they are getting a piece of armor or a weapon from turning in tokens at the Trials vendor, Saint 14. We have seen a system that allows you to focus engrams into a weapon or armor piece in a previous season called Umbral Engrams. Bungie is adding Umbrals back in this upcoming season, so this is a system that they saw success in and could easily implement this for Trials. There are many people that have gone flawless every weekend since Trials launched that still don't have god rolls of the weapons that they want, and many of them have given up chasing these pieces of gear due to how difficult it can be to acquire them. A better way to farm for loot could potentially help the issue of low population, as more people in the community will see a reason to play if there is a better chance of obtaining the gear that they want. The elimination game mode for Trials as a whole needs some tuning itself. There's a major emphasis on playing slowly for supers, 3-peeking to give you an advantage on the enemy player, and frankly, the game mode itself is just not fun. It would absolutely be fantastic if the game mode could see some future updates to keep it fresh, or for some community feedback factored in. Overall, I think Trials will face many of the same challenges in 2021 that it did in the first year of returning. I fear Trials of Osiris will remain a game mode exclusively for the most hardcore players because the casual audience doesn't feel really the need to play. There are plenty of way more rewarding activities that people would much rather play, like many options for pinnacle rewards, dungeons, raids, and etc. It's extremely important to provide an incentives for both the hardcore and casual audience, and as it stands right now, Trials isn't really providing an incentive for either group. There needs to be a balance in order for the game mode to be successful, and neither hardcore audience or casual audience is really getting what they want out of Trials currently. I think some of these changes could potentially make a major difference for the player experience in Trials of Osiris overall, and I'm hopeful that Bungie may implement some changes going forward in the future. As we all know, I love PvP, man, and I really want to see Trials of Osiris successful, and hopefully we do. What would you like to see Bungie add or change to make the Trials experience better? Leave that in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.